My husband cheated on me, dressing for comfort, and Amy gets a colonoscopy. All this and more on today's Brilliant Observations. Do, 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 do.
We got to take a boobleg.
Oy.
Sorry,
Day.
I was giving you teeth. How are ya? How are ya, Melissa?
I'm as well as can be expected.
It sounds like it. Did your husband cheat on you? What in the hell? I'm sure this can't be real, but it sounds scintillating.
That was how it was meant to sound, but in reality, I'm sure we've talked about this before because I feel like I've discussed everything with you, but do you have a list, my sweet, sweet Amy,
Yes.
of shows that you watch with your husband?
Yes, 100% yes.
And if you found out in a 10-episode arc he was 7 in without you on a show you've saved for him.
It would be a normal day of the week because he is polygamous. He's the worst. He doesn't care at all. And he immediately seems to think that I am the serial philanderer, which I am not. But he points to the fact that perchance 30 times or so I've done this to him. So he maintains that I mean, over the course of my whole life, I got a long life. And it's not 30. It's maybe 28. It's not a lot. I'm just trying to be fair.
You cheated on him too?
You know why? Do you know why? Because if I was waiting for him, we would still be waiting to get caught up on Game of Thrones. That's how long ago. Breaking Bad. Okay?
Oh, shit.
He watched Breaking Bad in its entirety, I want to say 3 months ago. Yes, eyebrow. Yes. That's how long it took him to finally close that chapter. Yes. And he had already watched all of Better Call Saul. The man has no bing bong in the TikTok.
But
Zippo.
do you get like that though? Like I'll sit down at night to watch TV with said spouse who doesn't get named in this podcast because he pissed me off.
That's right.
Watching
That's right.
Fleischman is in Trouble. A show I really want to see, and I wanted to see with him. And here's the other flex he came out with, which was, well, Melissa thinks, I'm going to stop you right there.
That's not how you start a sentence and live.
Ever.
Yeah.
Ever. He said, Melissa thinks it's a comedy, and it's not. I'm like, first of all, what the fuck are you talking about? Because I save a show for you. Okay. You think
There's so many more than
right.
just first of all. I mean, it's like chapter 1. You don't know what Melissa thinks. Let's start there. So those words need to get slapped out of your mouth.
They flew out pretty quickly.
Okay? Don't put that in your face because you can't handle the juice. Get it out. No. Okay? Melissa thinks. Really?
Shut your mouth.
This is the step you're going to start on?
In front of people. You're telling other people what? Yeah, shut your mouth is right.
I thought you went to medical school. I thought you had some brains in your bong bang.
You got sense? Bing bong.
You got nothing. So what you got? And you got less than nothing now if you want to start out there. Even I know that. Even I know that.
And I'm no
So he blazed ahead. Yes. He blazed ahead on what I could have told you by scanning Netflix was a do not touch without show. I mean, clearly. And I didn't even know this was on your list. I just have sentient skills. I realized, from, awareness of the planet.
Of being alive.
There's some things that you do in order. Come on. What are you doing? He
screwed me. So I was like, my husband cheated. I was shouting it from the rooftop. I was like, stop saying that. Just stop saying that.
Stop doing that. How about?
Stop doing that.
Stop doing that.
I beg of you. Well, what am I supposed to watch without you? I'm like, every series that has a sport in it, start there. Every series that has a dragon in it, start there. He has 1,000 shows to watch, and instead he chose to watch one that I literally went to go watch months ago, waited for him. So
for the most part with us, it tends to be movies, right? We're not so much into the series because it'll be the kind of thing where one or the other of us, we might both clock an awareness of a series coming up. share it with the other and decide to wait. Or somebody watches one or two, realizes it's really good, and have to just stop and say, we're going to do this because this is good.
And
or
why wouldn't he have done that one when he started Fleischman is in Trouble? Why
Yeah.
wouldn't he have said, you know what? I really do think Melissa would like this. Let me back up. Tell her
feel
to
like-
watch one or two, and
I
then
feel
we'll.
like this title tells you that Melissa would like this one. I mean,
Yes.
I don't even see.
And it's got Carrie
Come
from
on.
Homeland. It's got
Come on.
I mean,
good old wubbly bubbly cry. I mean, I can't wait to see that boo boo lip come out. Let's do it. Let's do it, Claire.
so he's on my shit list right now.
Oh my God. Never.
But
to
you know
come
how
off.
he got off my shit list?
I don't think
Oh,
he
here
is
it
off
comes.
really.
Well, you be the judge.
Okay.
Is this ticket enough to get him on the Missy train and off the shit list? Ready?
Okay, Exhibit A.
My mother calls and says, "Where have you been? I've been texting you." I pick up my phone. I look at it. Not a single text from her. Now I'm curious, where the fuck have your texts been going? Like, that's fascinating,
Oh.
right? So it seems it started Thursday when she was getting tested for COVID. Dear listener, my parents are 81. 80? They're 80. And she got tested for COVID, and she tested positive.
Bingo.
So they've had all the vaccines. She did have a fever of like 102, and she has a really bad cold. And I said, "Okay, mother, get the fuck away from my father." And she said, "No, no, no.
He only has a little bit of brain entrophy.
He only has baseline dementia, a brain grape, which is a meningioma in his brain, and no ability to walk. He has a low level tremor. I said, please get the fuck away." No, I know. And here's what makes me crazy. I know a couple where one of them got it and the other one never got it. And I said, "Great story, Mom. Get the fuck away from my accident waiting to happen father." And she didn't. And yesterday he was taken by ambulance to the hospital
Oh, Jesus
because
God
he
in
couldn't
heaven,
stand
Jesus.
up or sit down. He had locked and
Fight,
was
fight,
shaking.
fight. That's terrible.
Right. So where does this come from? My husband gets on the phone and calls my mother and then double call, swap, merge calls with the hospital because I'm just a fragile woman. I don't know what to say. I don't know what meds he's taking. I don't know
We can start with, I gave him COVID. So, yeah.
So
let's get that in the oral history.
First things first, he is COVID positive, and
Oh, my
we need
God.
to take care of him. Second thing, what the fuck were you thinking staying in a house with a super not well
Oh, my
dude in the first place?
God. I
So he got on the
don't.
phone and he talked to the nurse and he gave her all of the information she really needed that my mother said when she was asked, "I don't know. Maybe. Sometimes. I don't know." So, or not really. Because, of course, he's going to say, "Oh, I'm fine. Everything's fine." That's just who he is. And so he took care of my parents. So does that let him out? I'm going to say yes, because this one is a half-hour TV show. Oh, my God. Are they hour episodes? I'll kill him.
Of Fleischman?
Fleischman, yeah.
Oh, I haven't watched just a single drop. I don't have any
Okay.
idea. I don't have any idea.
So I'm giving him a get-out-of-jail-free card, or most of one. The second half of the card will be visible next weekend when we are in Florida, which we've had planned for 6 months, to go visit them. And I'm sitting in their driveway. I'm still wearing an N95, and they are far away from us. Otherwise, I'm flying down there to not see them. What do I do?
You may be flying down there to go to the hospital. Did it occur to you that way?
No, I think he's going to be home by then or in a rehab or just mask because it's a week and COVID and it's just so fucking stupid. You know better than this. When did our generation become the parents to our parents and our children and get 0.0 respect from either one of them for knowing better on anything?
I don't know.
That's the wrong answer. It's not
have
rhetorical.
Compassion. I have compassion for your imbecilic mother. I feel like I don't even
That
believe
makes-
it. But
that
it's
makes
true.
one of us, but
I
to
have
classify it.
compassion for your imbecilic mother because I have the COVID, which is not COVID. I have the COVID not 23, as people have been calling it, right? instead of COVID-19, I have not COVID-23, which is all of the hallmarks of COVID except a positive test.
Without the positive.
So so I test negative. It's negative, but my whole body is positive. This shit sucks. I mean, even today, I could go into a coughing fit, and I have a fucking flu vaccine. I've had all the vaccines. I'll tell you what I do have. I have wild hormonal swings that make me start to think like a Republican, okay? Because when I got sick this time, I told you this last time, and I'm not going to go into it, so I'll say it, and you say, oh, no, you did say that last time. Because I feel like I'm telling everyone. I've got new business cards printed up. It's right up top. I've never in my entire life had a cold sore. Did I do this last time?
No, you did not.
I've never in my entire life had a cold sore. How repugnant are
herpes.
those? They're so disgusting, right? I think really they are super gross.
But they just hurt. Why
I
are
don't
they
know.
gross?
I've never had one in my entire 53 clarified just before airtime 53 years of life. Thank you for doing the math. I've never had one in my life. I got three with this illness. I got one on my lower lip, and I got two inside my fucking nostril.
Your nostril. I thought you were going for mouth.
Inside the nostril. And here's a little pro tip for you, for the rest of the world who are not, suffering from leprosy, as I am, okay? Because I didn't know. The first thing you're supposed to do with these things, even the thought of saying it out loud, you just I'm sorry, it's so gross. You're supposed to.
You gave me a heebie and a
You're supposed to
jeebie.
let them crust over. Blech. You got to let them crust over. Okay. So the inside of my nasal cavity
Will never crust.
is not typically an arid place, can I say?
Yeah.
And when I'm overproducing all of the interior liquids, we're just going to call them,
That your middle child gave
it
you in the
has
first
been
place. Yeah.
miserable. So it finally did crust, and then that was triple miserable. Okay, so all this by way of saying, so that shit's going on. And I also got my period.
No way.
Yep. To which my mother says, well, I hope you're using protection. And I'm like, really? 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 And I said, I am using protection. It's the form of 3 fucking cold sores, including 2 in my snout. Okay? I'm not doing it, lady. The last thing I could think of is bring your raging giant manhood over to my pestilence area. Let's get a bacterial thing going.
Mother, I have 3
God,
plagues
fucking-
right now. What do you think?
I hope you're
any-
using protection. Yes, it would be catastrophic for me at 53 for my body to decide, I don't know, let's do it again. No.
Here's an egg that's shaped not like an egg.
Comes out with a fucking walker and glaucoma. Right. No.
And COVID.
Thank you. And COVID. Not 23.
23.
So I swear to you. So between all of that cosmic, wacky, body breaking down, this makes no sense. I have had 4 vaccine shots. I have had annual flu shots. How has my body decided? Like, it's just we're gonna avoid all science. We're just gonna do whatever we want. It's like, you tried. Ha ha. We win this race. So on the one hand, she did have COVID. She got a COVID test. It says you have COVID. At that point, you need to leave the building. You need to
or
just wise up.
quarantine. Pick a room and stay there and let
You
him slide
feel-
protein bars.
I
under
don't know what COVID is. For all I know, this is somehow the only thing resistant in this strain is the test. And it really will come to find out 2 years from now. Of course, this is COVID. I mean, I don't know. My point to you being, you don't make good decisions when you feel this way. You get very protective of your microbiome because it ain't working. So anybody that's there to help you, and I get the feeling she clings to him for as like a buoy in the ocean, right? Bad metaphor for Melissa. She clings to him
I'm like, I can't swim.
the remote on the sofa, right? Like,
Okay.
this is the only thing that is keeping me tethered to this universe, right? Is my ability to hold this and occasionally press a button. Please don't take it from me. Just don't. I can't do the sofa without you, remote. I can't. It doesn't work, right? So, I mean, I get all of that. And then I get, but you a grown-ass bitch woman who's supposed to be in love with this man, and you try not to fucking kill him, you selfish broad. So that comes in real quick, hot part 2.
I just asked my brother this. With my children and my parents, for whom I feel like I'm giving care around the clock, both sides. it's coming out both ends. Do you think they could admit that there's a single topic on which they could learn something? I could end the sentence there, but I was going to end it from me or from science or from experts. Like, I feel like those two generations that are on either side of us are know-it-alls in the least safe way.
Well, I got to say, I saw this quote, and I'm probably going to butcher it. It was not so much a quote as a thing I saw posted on TikTok. Hey, it really resonated with me, and I think it applies to this thing too. And it goes a little something like this.
Show me.
A scientist could read all the books that exist on science and come away from that experience feeling like there's so much more to learn. And a spiritual seeker could read half a book on spirituality and come away from that experience feeling as if he knows more than anyone who has ever experienced spirituality before. Like, there's just some areas where people get one piece of knowledge and that translates into, I now have all the knowledge. I have it. And now my job is to teach. My job is to teach you children the ways of making your spouse sick with COVID. I know the ways to do it. Here, let's make out while I have COVID. Let's not leave the house. And I feel like there's something to be said for folks of a certain age who do have a lot of institutional asset. They have knowledge. So it's somehow there's a disconnect between there's more knowledge coming. It's not like this is the top level of Scientology and then you're in. Like, there's always another alien coming. There's more for you to learn. When did they lose the more to learn
You
gene?
tell her that, because
she don't listen
the only
to
thing
nobody.
she has to offer me is what this restaurant, The Boys, has for sale that week, or how much milk goes for, or how come she can't find the as she would say, chocolate. The chocolate milk that your father likes. All right, so this is our health segment. Hey, Amy.
And I'm sorry for you. Yeah.
Hey, Amy. Did you
Yes.
make your appointment for, or have you gone for your colonoscopy?
I have started. It's colonoscopy part 2. The anus returns. Like, I don't know what the sequel's called.
That is quite a title.
Twice I've tried to have a colonoscopy. Twice I was foiled for scheduling and insurance purposes. Totally unrelated, not important.
Oh,
So,
that's right.
yeah,
Insurance
so-
came first. Your ability to schedule a walk-in colonoscopy was the second issue.
That's
Here we
right.
are for number 3.
There were lots of reasons. Some of them were user error. Some of them were institutional failure. You know, I'm sure it's all combined.
No
cosmic
one is
relevance.
to blame.
Thank
You're
you.
right.
And including me. I'm number
No
one.
one
I'm in
is
line.
to blame.
Okay, so this one I thought we're really going to do it this time. We're super really going to do it. Okay, and
I went through my drive-through colonoscopy,
I
and they
finally,
said, what?
well, I asked for this referral, I want to say in like 2012. In any event, it finally came through. And our insurance is all straightened out. We have a completely different policy, new doctors, all the things, blah, blah. This was the most satisfying and comforting and almost exciting, uplifting.
All words nobody uses for colonoscopies. Go ahead.
Screening experience I've ever had in my life. They schedule a phone call, which I find laughable. So for weeks in advance, you're on the calendar to receive a call from someone who's going to talk you through what's going to happen. And then 2.5 weeks later, they stick the alien wand up the poop chute. But for now, all I've had is the call. And this call was so loving. It was 41 minutes long. That's a long call.
Wow.
We talked about everything. She said, you've got a lot of stuff in your medical history here. Would you mind if we go over it? I had shit in there from 3 doctors ago who have left the state. She's like, yeah, unfortunately, your paperwork has been updated in such a way where people would say no longer taking. Like if I had, what's the A one? Amoxicillin. So if I ever was prescribed amoxicillin, it's still in there. And they, instead of removing it, they put no longer taking for like whatever I had a thing from however many doctors ago. So she said, would it be okay if I just go in and remove that so I don't have to ask you? Because nobody else would ask. They would just look at, are you on any medications? I say no. They move on. And she's like, well, I see that there's a very long list of medications. It's 5 pages long. Are you on 5 pages of medication?
God.
Yeah, because it had shit in there like eye drops. I don't remember getting eye drops, right? Or when you go in there and they say, well, you might feel some discomfort, so I'm going to give you this, this, and this, and then you take the one you like or whatever. You end up with like all these stupid prescriptions that you never actually use. So all of that shit was in there. So she cleared all that out for me. Then she wants to talk about the prep.
Yeah.
And I say, my best friend had she's such a goody two shoes. She did a double prep. Is that really, but she was told she got a great scan. Is that something I should do just to get a great scan? Because I feel like with my family history, I need it, right? And she's like, well, I see from your family history that one prep will be fine. If your friend did a double prep, she was prescribed that. So she probably needed to, I'm like, oh, okay. So we talked all about what a double prep is. Then she said, and here's how you're going to get the medication that you need for the prep. Let me tell you, if you go to this pharmacy in this way and tell them this, not that, you'll get it for $40 cheaper. So if you do this and then don't get this one, special,
I love her.
like pick it. So it was like your girlfriend's guide to getting a colonoscopy.
I love her. Yeah.
And on and on more stuff like that. Just so kind. And here's the other thing that you should do, and it's going to feel this way, but if you do that, and blah 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 blah, and I have a history of polyps in my family. So I'm like, what does that mean? And she went into all this business and how they're going to do this crap and blah, blah. I mean, I feel really excited and prepared. So there you have it. It's coming up in a week and a half.
I love the concept of you being super prepared. I don't love the concept of you being excited for it, but that's great. I will tell you what everybody tells you is it's the prep that's not great. The prep isn't even that bad. I'm going to ask you to choose a beverage that I'm going to ask you to use water. Can you just put your beverage in water and drink?
She said you can put it in anything you want. She gave me a list of items to choose, which she not only wrote down, but they've put in the mail to me, so I'll have them. And she said use a straw. She said because you're more likely to bypass your taste buds if you get it in that way. Chill
Smart.
it.
I like
it
her
tastes,
so much.
Chill it, chug it. Don't waste time with it. Get it in. All the things.
I
It's
used
very kind.
diet lemonade.
Yep, that was one of the ones she said to do.
And if I ever see diet lemonade again, I will punch a clown. Well, I'll punch a clown anyway, but I'll punch a fifth grader. I'd punch a fifth grader anyway. I punch you in the face if I see diet lemonade, and I love you. So.
One of these TikTokers who has come across my bow, I'm not really sure about the algorithm anymore. It's going through another clean
You back
slate.
to feet?
No, I started watching a lot of Harry and Meghan business, and it got nervous and it didn't know what to do. Like that and Handmade Schvoljadel. And between the two, like the pastry and the princes, it's like, wait. So it's giving me all kinds of new stuff. Long story short, there's this woman who's lost 200 pounds and she wants to give you all these recipes. And all of the recipes are for like combining the most chemical, artificial, weird, like making
Eat Oreos. They have no real food in them.
Sugar-free this combined with
gross.
18 squirts of that.
That's the opposite of what you do. Training, healthy, good food.
That's fair. But one of the things that she swears by is like unicorn water. I didn't even know this thing existed. So you can get Starburst flavored water cap, like a Crystal Light is a diet lemonade mix-in, right?
Yeah.
Well, evidently there's a whole wall full of them, and on there they have something Starburst flavored. So you can get like Starburst tabs that you drop into your water, and then you mix it with several pumps of something called like skinny syrup, which I
know skinny syrup.
So she puts all this
like
together in her water and mixed it. It looked really pretty, and she called it like ocean water and then like unicorn water. And the woman is drinking, pickle bucket size, 5-gallon contractor paint size things full of water. Well, I mean, she looked really good. I'm sure her inside is made of like asbestos, but for whatever reason, it was slimming her down. So, and she was, making all these weird puddings and shit. But yeah, so I mean, I have a hard time with, fat-free anything. Because if it's supposed to have fat in it, what are you putting in it instead?
Well, you said it. It's chemicals. They're all chemicals, and that cannot be good for your innards. It just can't. I'm so sorry, it can't.
So I'm trying to drink more water. If you can't handle diet lemonade, maybe you would like some of this Starburst mix-in. Maybe you'd like a unicorn water.
Oh, I thought you were introing that because that's what you were going to try to put your purge stuff in.
I for whatever lucky reason, I don't have a taste for aspartame. So that when it is in things, it really stands out to me. It's like I guess, dudes who drink Coke and then want to switch to Diet Coke and can't.
Think it's gross, yeah.
Because it's super weird tasting. Well, for whatever
the other
reason,
way.
I have stumbled into. I feel like I can taste it, and now people are gonna like slide me aspartame tablets and be like, "See, I got you. You're full of shit." Like I don't know or care. I'm just saying.
I don't like it. You don't have to catch her on it.
I tend to eat food from the 1940s perspective and just try to maybe eat less of it or eat different. I'm eating a lot of beans. I know people tuned in for this, so
They're good for your heart.
The more you eat,
The more you fart.
the more you fart,
Oh God, no.
the better you
No.
feel. So eat beans with every meal.
With every meal.
That's how that goes.
So I got invited to a hoity-toity meal.
Really?
No.
Oh.
We contributed to a political figure in our area for
Nice.
a dinner, a post-election dinner. We knew it wouldn't be before, but we knew this guy would get elected because he was running against a Nazi in our state.
Well, I love your optimism. You don't always know. The
I
Nazis
know,
have been racking up some points.
he was super outspoken though. Like he was really bad.
He wasn't like
shit.
a.
You heard about him down there in
Oh yeah. Oh,
North
yeah,
Kakalaki.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Everybody did. They're like, and this crazy guy who's sitting on Trump's lap with his hand up his shirt in the back talking for him. It was really unnerving. So we go to this fundraiser thing, the payoff for the contribution we made earlier, and I meet the governor. I'm hanging with my husband, 15 other physicians, and the governor. Great.
So is this Mr. Fetterman now?
Oh, he's going.
Is he a senator?
Correct. Well, I'm
Okay,
talking
so
about
who's your governor now?
Josh Shapiro.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So, I mean, we have ridiculous things in common. We both did this adorable letter writing campaign when we were 13 to 15 to free the Soviet Jews, and we wore our Refusnik bracelets, and we marched on Washington. We have all of these summer camps. You know that Jewish geography game. Sure, super great. Melissa could not say a word because this was a medical agenda meeting.
What?
So I just sat there and in my head had comebacks and lines for, I don't know, 30 different opportunities where I could have said, yeah, but that's not what you said last night. Or
I feel like you would have been better friends. I feel like that's the time to bust them out.
Well,
I really do.
I think
truly
he would
duly.
have loved it, but I think
Yep.
the other 15 physicians who were sitting there who had their agenda, like super important things like why is there no mental health support in our entire county? Why are 3 hospitals closing and the emergency departments overrun with no place to put people? Like they had real issues.
They had solvable problems to discuss.
Correct.
Okay, but how does that take priority over some cheap juvenile humor?
That is what I want to know. But then I concentrated on my resolution of say less. And I'm like, oh my God,
this thing
it
again
was killing me. All I wanted to do was like wink at him and go, that's what she said. Like I just really wanted to slide in and give. And then I felt all these people and their issues, the weight on there. But and it was lovely. Also, it wasn't a dinner. It was a meet. They came there with an agenda, and I came there kind of hungry. Like, I'm like, it's 7 p.m. Let's do this.
You told me dinner. I saw the words dinner, dinner. That means plate with a substantial protein. That's what dinner means.
It was a lovely evening. I got to know all the medical issues in the county of Chester in Pennsylvania.
Okay, so it's a donor recognition social.
Correct.
It's pretty clear that this is a working meeting with food, which is very different than a dinner. I'm just here to tell you.
Tell me.
I've really gotten into a weird boob place.
Really?
And I feel like that's another Netflix series that's got Melissa all over it.
I don't know anything weird about your boobs or their place.
Weird. I'm just saying. Well, first of all, bras, come on. I mean, do you still have bras that fit you? Your body probably doesn't change very much.
I recently have bras that fit me.
What does that mean?
That means I am the opposite of Fugazi, and I am part of, and I hate this phrase, but it is the Itty Bitty Titty Committee.
The boob elite? Oh.
And they have special bras for small-breasted women that don't gap and hang
Your bras
open.
are not small. Your boobs are not small. Itty Bitty Titty Committee? That's called like tabletop flat with a nipple on it. Those are tiny titties.
I'm about
You
to
have
show
actual
you my titty.
boobs.
I'm about to.
They're regular boob size. This is that same thing. We got to take a boobleg. This is that same thing where people. This is that same thing. We got to take a boobleg. This is the same thing where people in our group misidentify themselves as introverted because the disproportionate amount of extroversion in our group
Crackheads.
skews it. It skews it so bad that they're like, I'm super introverted. And they're like, what?
Compared to you.
Compared to like the sun? Like, I don't know. Yeah. So, okay. So we got to take a boobleg. So I feel like you are in a similar boobosphere where you don't understand that your normal size breasts are normal size because mine are Jesus.
We'll just say
they're just
large.
human head sized. They have
I'm gonna
multiple
say
letter
they're
designations. Not.
They're not. They
are
are bigger than the human head only because
Fair.
the human head weighs 8 pounds. And I learned that from Jerry Maguire.
I've weighed them. They're more than 8 pounds.
See?
The other thing is they're more than 8 pounds. And as we all already know, one of my bra cups can fit on your head like a hat. So,
Everybody's head. Don't
you
single
put it
me
on
out.
and
We all
it's
do
like,
it.
Yeah, it's like the
We all
ski
do
cap
it.
and we all do it. So
It's a
So
full
that's not-
balaclava. It's a full.
it absolutely is. So, and it's not a fair representation, right? Because itty bitty titties are, I don't even know what to say. They're like, is there such a thing as a double A cup? Which
Yeah.
is, that's kind of a, there really is?
Yep, there's a double A, and B. But double A is a.
What's the
there's
purpose of a double A cup?
almost
Isn't that
A?
just a shirt? Yeah, I don't know what.
No,
I
because
mean-
you just want to protect the nipple at that point.
I've started getting dressed without the bra, and then I forget, and now I'm in all these locations with. Okay,
Wait, you
let me
left the
back it
house
up.
that way?
I would say, okay, so we already established I'm 53. This is really interesting knowledge to me to have because I didn't think I was that old. So
ahead.
thank you. So I would say through age 48 easily, maybe older, but we'll just pick it. Through age 48, up through and until, I would not exit my bedroom for any purpose without a fully assembled, properly fitted bra. For any purpose. I would not exit my bedroom. I would not walk into the kitchen in my empty house. I would not go up the steps to the laundry room to get a clean bra in an empty house for any purpose. And I'm not exaggerating. It was, if you are awake and out of the bed, the bra is on, period. And this was my entire life. And then somehow it loosened up a little bit. And then fast forward to now, I have had entire conversations with strangers outside where I'm wearing a t-shirt and no bra. And I'm trying to tell you, that's like Rihanna. Okay?
Wait.
Tell.
Is this?
You could tell.
This is
I had
COVID though that's done this to you. Is that what you're
This
saying?
was
Is
2
this
days ago. I stood on my
Oh,
own front
shit.
porch. I stood on my own front porch. This one's gonna hurt. Stood on my own front porch in my white fluffy bathrobe with nothing but God made underneath.
Really?
And I had a detailed conversation with the landscaping team about what was going on outside. Only because they called me outside to discuss it. And I thought, I know I got to meet with these guys. They're only here so often. I got to do it. So I just came outside. And halfway through the conversation, I did all of us the courtesy of removing the towel from my head and holding it in front of my body so that it was less about what the fuck is going on here. Here's how I'm going to break down for you. Okay.
Times they are a changing.
I don't feel any more comfortable doing it, but there's something where it's like, if you want to talk about trees, this is how we're going to do it. This is all I got
So
for you.
fewer fucks given. Just fewer fucks given.
My whole deal is like, these mental health people. I am out of fucking spoons, if that means anything to those who it means to. I have been out of spoons I don't even have plastic spoons. I got fucking no spoons left. Here it comes. If you want any part of me, it's going to be towel in front of robe and barefoot on the steps in 61 degrees. Right?
You get what you
Kidding.
get.
It was cheaper.
You get what you get, and you don't get
pitch a
upset.
fit.
Pitch a fit.
Yeah,
Okay.
either one of those. No, so this has gone on in repeated, because it started with, you could maybe wear a sweatshirt and take the kids to school. Even that was shocking. Even that was like, I've murdered someone. That's how big a shift it is in my brain. I took a gun and I ended someone's life. That's the chasm that I summited. What's the thing? Traversed, right? I don't know where it is for going across a chasm. That's the big deal I made happen. I got no brains anymore, as you can tell. So clearly, something is going on, and I don't know. Maybe I blame everything on the COVID vaccine. I really do.
Oh, on the vaccine.
I've got
this is how you're becoming more and more Republican.
Restarting. I'm getting super emotional. I don't care about what other
that's
people
menopause.
think or say. I don't want it. Oh, menopause was like, I'm gonna cut a bitch. I have no more estrogen left.
Well,
so
that's where all
I
these
don't care
symptoms-
about you. I don't care about me. I don't care. That's menopause. I'm just a man now. Whatever I'm gonna do is what we're doing, and fuck all y'all. That's how it works. So tits out, man, and you're welcome. That's basically how it's going. We got to take a boobleg.
I want to share with you my story from the dispensary this past weekend.
I feel like these are frequent stories. I'm telling you, can we take another boobleg? Why do you not just open and operate a dispensary? They say if you shop at Target, you should buy stock at Target, right?
There are a lot of laws that make it impossible for me to do that, but it is a very good idea.
Are. The law of common sense. Come on.
My husband also said to me, if I had an addiction and if I were addicted to cigarettes, I would buy cases and cases of cigarettes. I would never be without. Why do people who go to a dispensary not just buy tons of weed and not have to go back for months? Like, why do you have to?
It's expensive, Dr. Fancy Pants.
It's expensive. It does go bad. Like, it gets stale if you're not. There are lots of reasons. And because we love the community at the dispensary. No.
That's a bridge too far. Yeah,
No.
that's bullshit. No, it's like, why do I not buy all of the eggs on the planet? It's because there's always more eggs. Like, nobody's worried about there not being weed, are they? That's paranoia.
I don't think so. There is
that doesn't
tons
happen
of weed.
until you really have a lot of weed.
I came up with a hack where I did not have to stand online for an hour and 20 minutes like that one experience I had.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just can't take my business hat off. You have a line of willing customers an hour long. You have a fully legalized product with limited regulation. It is extraordinarily expensive. The profits are through the roof. And you have folks who want to do nothing more than get more people to come and enjoy what they're doing. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? And frankly, you are expert. I think we need to do this.
I don't want to get involved. I don't. It just puts me to sleep. I don't want to get involved. I don't know.
I know. I don't want to make an empire based on nuts and sugar, but at the same time, I fucking could. I fucking could.
Boy, could you. Wow, boy, could you. So I'm sitting in a chair because I don't have to wait in that line anymore because I discovered a hack of how not to do that.
Okay.
And I'm waiting to have my name called because, again, I'm not in the anonymous adult use, whatever, for funsies. And a guy goes down in that line. And my head whips to the left to see. It's like those poles with the feeds like in Disney where you go in and out.
So we say the airport. Yes.
Or the airport. So you're like, oh, what are we going to get to? Mickey? No.
And they say, don't touch the strap. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. Well, a guy goes down, a white-haired old man. And I have somebody I know in the car waiting for me who happens to be a physician. And I text him and I say, you feel like working today?
Grandpa down.
I said, white hair down.
We have a weed incident.
And he said, well, number one, have somebody call 911. And he said, do you need me to come in? Because I will. Do you need? And I said, please hold. And I looked over and I said, is anybody calling 911? What's going on? Do you need me to call? Like what? And they said, oh, no, his knee buckled. I thought he had a loss of consciousness.
You're very kind.
And went down.
Kind.
So they picked him up. They picked him up and they pushed him to the front of the line. And he walked right in, got his weed, and left.
That's a fucking con, man.
That's a fucking con, man.
I am down. Let's go.
First, the Chick-fil-A cheese sauce.
I'll get you to the front of the line.
Now a man who fake falls just to get his weed.
I fall down
first.
most of the time anyway. Not even a fake. Let's hit it.
I will push you in front of anything you want to get to the front of that line.
Ready to go.
So I thought that was absolutely genius. And then he walks out, and I walk out shortly thereafter because of my hack, which I'm not sharing. And this friend of mine in the car, who also happens to be a physician, said, "Was that the dude? Because he skipped the fuck out of there." I'm like, oh my God, it was. He totally scammed
He's
everybody.
got his own hack. He's got his own hack, lady.
You a genius. You a genius.
First of all, we in the South, we don't make old people wait. You automatically get shuffled to the front of the fucking line. That's just how it works. That's 100% how it works. And if nobody in the line, if your mama raised you so fucking wrong, right, that you don't know what to do, the people at the store will come out from behind what they doing and they'll say, "Excuse me," and they'll hand pluck that person and gently walk them to the front. And that's
I love
who goes
that.
first.
I love
Period.
that.
Period.
Although I would have to go gray just to prove how old I was, as opposed to keep coloring my hair, just to get the respect I feel I deserve.
You are so funny.
Front of the line.
I had such a joyful period of my life from Wednesday afternoon through
Thursday morning.
middle of the day on Saturday.
Oh,
and
that's
then,
a good spell.
And then it just went into such a shit spiral. I couldn't sleep Saturday night, crying all day Sunday, trying to shake it, doing work, trying to shake it.
That's menopause.
Finally
Biting you in
getting
the
myself
ass.
into a place, and then, one or two errant comments, and it's all back again this morning. I just feel like I'm not accustomed to this wild swing of why am I feeling this way and thinking these thoughts. I don't want them. I don't like them. I don't know. I was putting all these things on the board. I'm so happy. I'm filled with joy. I write a love letter to myself. It just felt so good to be so happy and to be thrilled with all this nonsensical, incremental, totally dismissible progress, air quotes, progress that was going on in life, and feeling, this woman with her weird chemical water, like all the things were happening. And I was like, look at how great it is. And everything's great. And now I'm like, everything's shit. I can't. Is this what we have to look forward to? Why do men not have this? And now I'm just trying to piece it back together. I don't like it. Is that what life is for most people?
No, I think that's what menopause is for most people. I think you're on a roller coaster, and I think you don't have control of several things, most of them bodily related, and it's unexpected, it's unacceptable, it's all the uns. Like, it's none of the pros, it's all of the uns.
Because I don't have control of stuff in life, and that's the way I like it. I don't want control. I really don't want control. I want autonomy, right? Very different than control.
What is delightful about you? What is just delightful about you? Besides, last week I yelled at you for doing this, but you want everything to be nice.
Right.
You want, and your efforts, I want everything to be nice also, but I don't do fucking shit about it. All of your efforts focus around making things nice for other people and for yourself.
Yes.
But more so for other people. And if it is nice for yourself, it's because you're with other people, right?
Bingo. Yes.
Because
yes.
you receive what you have put out and planned. And that is not typical. That is not what a typical person does. That is what an exceptional person does. And that is on your list for your love letter. That is your gold star. Although I don't know.
I'm making all these faces. I'm making all these bullshit. I call bullshit faces while you were saying it. And I don't want to do that. I want to be back on Thursday where I put this thing on here and I believed it.
Right.
And I was so happy about it. And now belief gone.
Well,
I mean, if it's a belief, can it really just poof like that away from you?
I have to catch you when it poofs away because I got in a fight at the shore this weekend and I really needed you because you saved me from the last one. And I didn't even start shit in the last one, but I might have on this one.
Well, don't start none, won't be none. That's a good mantra. But okay,
well,
let's
no, but
talk
I
about
needed
it.
you. No, I needed you. I
was here.
It's cold out. It's 31 degrees, and I'm
Right.
walking the boardwalk, and we come off. We see people, very few people. Two yentas and a man, two women and a man running together. They were
Maybe
like
it's
jogging.
that sex couple that you like to track. Yeah. Okay.
Oh no, I know them. I know where they live. No, I'm kidding. I don't. But I spy. I know them. But like Stuart and I kept walking, and you talk about the people you see. I'm like, 2 yentas and a guy. Is that a husband? Is that? And you try to place them. Well, we get off the boardwalk and we're walking back to our house, super close to our house because the boardwalk is. And the guy of the 3 of them, like shouts as they're still running. He says, "No dogs on the boardwalk."
Oh, for fuck's sake!
By the way, I have 3, and we took our best behaved Delight, who by the way was also empty, because I squeezed her like a tube with toothpaste until she pooped, and then I took her on the boardwalk. So, and you're allowed to take them to the beach off season. So I hear this. It's like you attacked my child, right? I'm not taking that. And I thought, where is Amy? Where is Amy? I need her. She talks to other people better than I do. She would make this nice. And instead, because you weren't there.
Did you say, Cujo, attack?
I said, it's off season. And passing each other, he said something else. And I whipped my head around and I yelled, fuck off.
Oh, it really is off season.
And Stuart was
wow.
like, maybe we should circle the block before going directly to our house. So nobody knows where we live.
Did he stop?
No, he was running as he was telling me. Why do people feel entitled to tell you what to do or how to do? And why were you not there to fix it for me?
I feel like that's location specific, number one, right? You gotta
twice this has happened to me.
Affluent, geographically specific population.
Like
there.
Del Boca Vista in Florida?
Yes.
That same kind of community?
You are attracting a community of people who absolutely belong there, have earned a place there, and are looking to preserve and protect what they feel ownership over. And the ownership is over the entire community.
That's the problem. So affect your land, your whatever. Did my dog shit up the boardwalk? No. Was this a problem that you needed to mouth off to solve? Again, no. Did you fix anything or make it worse? Ibid, please see previous answers. I don't know how to be clear. And then kept walking like, Amy would have been better at this. She would have fixed this fucking fucker. She would have had dinner plans with them by the end of their conversation.
Come on.
Like you didn't befriend the Sopranos this summer when I said,
I didn't befriend them. I didn't actually have it come to blows is the reality there. So I you know what? I got to say, I'm going to surprise you on this one. I think that you empowered yourself with the over-the-shoulder fuck off. Right?
Maybe you empowered me.
Because your voice deserves to be heard. He is not the boardwalk police.
He's not.
Okay, he's not. And if you are in violation of something, how about fucking mind your business?
Call the
Number
police.
one.
I have high-fived the bicycle police while walking a dog on the boardwalk.
And number two, okay, fine. I get it. But at the same time, the best really that he should have done is to give you a look, right? At which point you could give him a look back.
Like I do when someone coughs in public.
Thank you.
That look?
Right. Give the look like, what the fuck you doing, clown? Right. He could have given you a look, and that probably would have put you into the similar situation all weekend long, thinking about this look and your response to it and how much you did. But instead, he did you the courtesy of overstepping. So which
he's overstepping.
You could take your whole fucking hand, right? And serve him a shit sandwich right in his fucking mullet.
I should have.
Here you go.
Followed him home.
Fuck off. Well, he kept a running. Number one.
He did.
And that should let you know something. Your voice has value, and I'm grateful that you stood up in defense of your illegally located dog.
What, he's allowed on the beach?
I think you should defend your lawlessness. Why not?
More than defending
you
what I
did. You have every right, as he does, to break the rules of this community.
Right. You're such a bitch. What I was defending was not my right to have my dog on the boardwalk, which I think I can off season. But who the fuck are you? My answer was fuck off. It wasn't, but the rules, and let me show you where. It was fuck off. Mind your own fucking business. Did you step in a Duke? On the board?
No dogs on the boardwalk, at which point release your dog. So chase him and bite him on the ass.
I released my
mean,
dog on the beach. I thought Stuart was going to have a fucking heart attack. She went right for the birds at the water's edge, and
beautiful.
he grabbed my arm like she's going to die. I'm like, and if she does,
Oh, stop.
we're down to 2.
She'll die happy.
We'll be fine.
Listen, there's dogs on the dogs on the beach off season. That's what it says.
Yep, it does.
That's what I say.
That's what I say on the boardwalk.
And that's all
but
that counts.
I
Fuck
agree.
you,
But I
Jogger
really
Dan.
could have used the best parts of you and your delightfulness and your way of finessing situations that make me in less trouble.
Well, I don't know that you were in trouble, and he kept running. So I think you're fine in this regard. It's tough. It's tough because he's super wrong.
Yes. Keep
But
just
you're-
saying that.
But you're also kind of not wrong
Okay.
to say something back.
Okay.
right?
Okay, good.
That's what's weird about it.
And if I am wrong either way, am I going to listen to this Yenta running up and down the boardwalk as the authority on anything?
It's that same conundrum that we always face when a little kid is fucking rude to you. Because the reality of politeness is for you to be rude back is just you're doing the same. It's just as rude. It's ruder, right? If the whole idea is that this kid doesn't know, so it's like now you have to do all these fucking value judgments. So he was the aggressor in this case.
You started it. You started it.
Don't
I
start none,
finished
won't
it.
be none. Fucking boardwalk. Go get your chocolate milk. Number one.
Go get your chocolate.
I'm just trying to.
They
sound-
ran out of chocolate. Oh,
Fuck
well, at Del
you.
Boca Vista. Hey, do you have a favorite article of clothing?
One would think, but no.
I Marco Polo occasionally with our friend Sarah, who is wearing the same hoodie
Oh my
every
God, no! I
single
definitely
morning.
don't. Really,
Every day.
like a buddy.
Yeah, it's her BFF, and I want to fly there just to wear it. Oh, maybe wash it and then wear it. Maybe give it a little.
baby.
I want it, and now she's gonna know. I had a favorite article of clothing, and then my daughter went to college and she took it. So
What?
it's okay. It's like a 3X massive Giants hoodie
Right.
that I'm wearing right now that she must have taken off to exercise, and I just slid right into it like an old
Don't
friend.
take my stuff.
Like an
Yeah.
old friend.
Don't take my stuff.
And-
No, I don't have one. Yep.
And I'm giving it back to her because she's going to go back to college and need it, want it, whatever. And no, it's mine. But also because the Giants, the New York Giants,
Bum, ba, bum, ba, ba, ba.
won and will be playing, God fucking help us, the Philadelphia Beagles on Sunday.
Bing bong.
Yeah, so this house is divided by couch. The girls on one couch rooting for the Giants, the boys on another rooting for the Eagles, and
You're gonna lose.
the
yeah.
kid, I know, and the kids are not here. So it's just Stuart and I picking different rooms. So
I can't get my head around this idea that you and your daughter both have a sports team that you follow.
in retirement, that's my dream. I told Stuart, we used to have a place in Florida in Fort Myers, which is spring training camp for many bigger teams. But the Minnesota Twins have a farm league down there. So we go and watch their baseball games, and we kind of got to know the guys down there. I loved it so much that I don't even like baseball. Well, I do like
I don't
baseball.
understand you. How did you love it so much? What were you? I
We
mean,
were
it's like
part-
Trouble with the Curve. You're sitting there having fun.
Well,
in
you're
the...
part of something. You're part of a team. And why do you think men say, we won? I've been watching the Sixers, the Philadelphia 76ers lately, every time they play. And I love it. Because I like basketball more than football and baseball. And if we are in retirement, I would like to be near someplace where I can get season tickets and I can feel like I'm part of something without calling them my team.
It's just so confusing to me that you would, alone in your home, turn on one of these events and spectate it. This would be your entertainment. You would choose that instead of a Netflix special or a movie or a book, that you would turn on a game and watch a game with no one else there just to watch it. Like, that's the level of association with it that I don't really understand for women.
I
Only
also-
because not all women. For women like you.
Yeah, I
You're
also
not
turn on.
involved in team sport.
I'm
ever.
not anymore. Oh, personally, no. I also turn on great performances on PBS, and I watch Les Mis or whatever show they're doing the music from. And
I would never and have never turned on any sports event or competitive event of any kind by myself. No. I'm saturated with it. 24 every single day, all day long, multiple everything. And I'm a competitor.
Right.
I really get involved in the storytelling, in the competition, in the excitement,
But
the
you wouldn't
adrenaline,
go
in
out
the
and
team
initiate it.
association, in all of the good feelings. There's so much to be aligned with, and Jesus, give me a fucking break. I just want narrative stories. It's not entertainment. Like, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. So I kind of just don't. It's not that I don't believe it, but I don't believe it. So it's easier to say I don't understand it.
When my son was home and my husband's working, he's home and we're watching the Sixers games and we're talking. He's, to your point, the man who has the information about stats. He's playing fantasy football and he's giving me stats from that while other games are going on. But we're watching the Sixers and he's a fan. He's a real fan. So I'm watching. I'm now invested in all of them because I care. And this one's out from an injury and Max is back at like the whole. So he leaves, goes back to college. And maybe it's partially because it's my tie to him. But I moved to Hartford as the Whalers moved to you.
Right.
I moved to Connecticut and I was fucking furious because I grew up on the Islanders. I was like, what the hell? I wanted season tickets. My man's working up here. I was going to go. Okay. Everybody left me. So I figured in retirement, like when my husband says, I'm done, we can live off of this. Let's follow the kids. And I want to do that. I want to get either hockey or basketball. Those are the two sports that I could watch. The other two are not for Missy. They are not for me at all.
My husband got season tickets in lieu of getting engaged, so maybe I have some long-standing
Yes, that's
irritant
right.
over this. It's like that movie Diner. Do you ever watch Everybody Loves Raymond? You know, the mother, the grandmother character,
of course.
His mother. She at one point became she was, as an aside, an expert in Pokemon, and they all look at her and they're like, what's this all about? Because the kids were it was like a big episode about Pokemon, right?
Oh, she was
and then she was the expert, and they look over at her and she says, what? I have this in candy. And I was like, that's about it, right? Yeah. It's like, this is how we relate. So I'm going to get this.
Back up.
I absolutely watch sports and get involved in sports and will joyfully sit there with my people having conversations about it, and they teach me things about it, and we talk about who they like and blah, 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 blah. And then I'm not going to your sports event because I'm tired of watching it and you don't care about this one, and I'm doing it all fuck off at a certain point. Just Jesus.
Fuck off.
Are you gonna come watch me at work? I mean, or I don't even know what. It's a lot of sports. It's like
you are
they
up
do
to
too
your
much.
forehead
They do too
in
much.
it. You really are. I'm not.
There's nothing else. But anyway, I still don't understand the whole thing of you saying, I want to get season tickets. I think that would be really fun.
I do. It's something to be a part of. It's a club that there's no pressure on me to play a role in. I'm a spectator and I get to judge and yell. Oh my God, it's the perfect opportunity for me to
and there's clear losers. Yeah, okay, I'm getting it. I'm getting the appeal.
And even if sometimes we're that clear loser,
I want everybody
we'll get
to
him
win
next time.
Yeah, I want everybody to win.
There are injuries.
No, God,
There are injuries. Like when my father used to, as his favorite son, my father used to take me to watch the New York Islanders play. And I would see up against that plexiglass a face go by and spit and blood go right across because hat trick, face off in the corner. What is happening? Like, I loved every minute of it.
Wow.
But basketball is more of an athlete. I guess you have to skate and be pretty intense in hockey. So that is very much an athletic. But I love seeing the athleticism of basketball, the pivots on a dime. Like, it's amazing to watch.
Yeah.
And next weekend, or this weekend, is Giants Eagles. And see, but you know all the jingles. So your family is full of Eagles fans.
Yes, except for my mother. She's the only outlier. She's a Cowboys fan. Of course, to be the most annoying. Yep.
Does she hate
Actually,
you?
now that I think about it, no, my brother is a Giants fan, which makes no sense, and we don't really. And he's so used to just keeping quiet about it that it only comes up in times like this. It's like, oh, they're doing something. Okay, so yeah.
But
No,
don't worry, we'll ruin it by the third quarter.
It is everyone takes delight in ganging up on her, and she takes delight in being oblivious to all of it.
Oh, okay.
She likes the Cowboys because Fran Tarkington had a cute butt. Like, this is basically what's going on.
And it just
right?
stuck.
And she met Joe Namath, but I don't think he was a cowboy. So she just likes their uniforms, and she
That's how I used to pick teams when I was 5.
Then she says they're America's team, and she liked that idea.
What?
And they always win, so she likes that idea. And as my father likes to say, they could not be more open ass, is how he describes them. And if I don't even really know what to say about somebody being open ass other than that's pretty much the Cowboys. It's just open ass, which is to say there is no reason for this shit to be happening in their favor, and somehow it always does. So.
I know whole ass, half ass,
They're open ass.
and now open ass.
I don't know, because I didn't realize it wasn't a thing. Like, it's just, he would always say, that is the most open ass. He doesn't swear ever, right? So for him to say open ass is kind of a big deal.
Dear listener, we are thankful that you were here. And we also are confident. We're thankful and confident. We're thankful for you. Thank you for showing up again. And we are confident you don't give a fuck who Joe Namath played for, except for maybe Joel. He's absolutely going to give me shit for this. Well, fuck football is what I have to say.
Right. Don't piss her off. She'll sick her dog on you on the boardwalk. Fuck you where I walk. How about that? How about that, Sandy?
How about the fat? Yeah, that's probably his name too, Sandy. Hey, Sanford, fuck off. Dear listener, you can get in touch with us and communicate with us and love on us because that's what we want. And oftentimes that's what we deserve. And you don't always get what you deserve, but you have the
we're
power.
love lettering. We're love lettering. We deserve it all the time, even when our brains don't connect. We still deserve it. We deserve it. I'll find my joy again. If it was here, that's more proof, right? If it was here, I know. I've been listening to fucking Oprah trying to get it back. All these damn things. That's why TikTok's all for toots.
Brene Brown, get back on it better.
They figure out what's going on with you, and then they serve it to you more.
So quickly. They figure out so quickly by like your thumb swipe. Anyway, brilliantobservations@gmail.com. Write us. Tell us all your thoughts on God, because we really love to meet her. And find us on the socials. We're at Listen Brilliant on Instagram and, I don't know, Twitter. But on Facebook, we're Brilliant Observations or Brillob Squad. Find our elitist group.
Just go with it.
And get in touch.
Hey.
It sounds like Amy needs it, so touch her.
Come on now. You know you're gonna love
really
it.
wants to feel it.
Oh, my Lord.
We love you guys. Take care.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
We got to take a Boobleg.